Welcome back to Drunk on Writing's annual E3. That's the Electronic Entertainment Exposition for those of you not in the know. Recap, review, and reacts, brought to you in part through the patronage of Ariya Norinth. Before we dive in, because there's a lot to talk about, including our E3 Avengers, which are not the Avengers, but they're the Avengers that we need, that we desire, that we want in this day and age. Let me just give you a reminder that you should head on over to drunkonwriting.com and sign up for exclusive shows, early access, and to vote on a brand new Drunk on Writing video, a poll that's going on right now as I speak, right now as you're probably watching this video. It's going on through the end of June. So head on over there and vote for what you'd like to see coming from the channel. But all that said, let's dive into the show. Now, there were a handful of major announcements before E3 actually began. These sort of worked as appetizers to E3's main course. Of course, we already knew that Sony's PlayStation was taking the year off, but that didn't keep them from revealing a ton of information leading up to it and actually during E3 as a whole. For instance, Death Stranding was given a release date, November 8th. In a reveal trailer that still leaves me asking more questions than it answers, especially, what is this game? Do we just deliver packages? Is it a political thriller? A survival, horror, alternate reality, time-traveling action game? All the above? I'm interested, but I'm not sold quite yet. Then, though we kind of already knew about it, there was the latest Call of Duty reveal, which goes back to the Modern Warfare title, though unnumbered. It once again includes a campaign, thankfully, and is scheduled for an October 25th release with supposedly full cross-platform multiplayer. Can't wait to get my butt handed to me by PC players. EA made a few headlines with its EA Play the Saturday before E3 as well, showing off gameplay of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, giving info about Apex Legends' second season, and sharing updates about the likes of Battlefield 5, The Sims 4, and the whole bevy of the company's sports titles. Nothing terribly exciting, but a nice little pre-E3 romp. Now, the biggest news to come before pre-E3 though, more info about Google Stadia, the so-called cloud gaming non-console console killer, including pricing, release, and what will actually be available after launch. Stadia would crop up throughout E3 in ways that were never really actually exciting, and to be honest, it doesn't really tickle my fancy in any way, shape, or form. And come a year from now, I'll be surprised if Google Stadia doesn't go the way of Ouya and we're actually still talking about it. Just, I don't have high hopes for it. But on to the show itself. We officially kick things off with Microsoft's Sunday afternoon conference, and holy crap do they have a sexy set. Just look at all those video walls. They started things off a little slow with a new look at Outer Worlds, which, honestly, it unsold me on the game because it just didn't look all that great. As well as Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which, on the other hand, made me want to go back and play the original Ori. Thankfully, I have some time because the new one's not coming till February 2020. They also showed off some Minecraft stuff and another look at Star Wars Jedi. I'm sure someone somewhere cares about both of those things. Where it kicked into gear for me was the Blair Witch game. Wow, did that look amazing. Will I be able to play with the lights off? We'll see. But following that up with hilariously censored, gorgeous footage of Cyberpunk 2077 and perhaps the moment of the show, well, that was amazing. I mean, Keanu!
You're breathtaking!
That really was breathtaking. And that guy, by the way, the one that yelled out, "You're breathtaking," he got a free copy of Cyberpunk 2077 for his efforts. Good stuff. But that moment also highlighted for me the fact that the rest of the presenters just didn't have the energy. Like, Keanu came out and he just had this passion, right? You just felt it. He had this presence. And nobody else did. And giving us a way too long look at Flight Simulator, another confusing Xbox Live pricing tier, a lackluster and confusing Gears 5 tease that means absolutely nothing to someone not familiar with the series, and even a Lego car, none of it helped matters. Though I will say 12 minutes looks crazy as hell, and I'm rather interested in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. A Dragon Ball RPG with those graphics? Sign me up. Well, if it's good anyway. Which isn't something I can say about the xCloud thing. Aaron Greenberg, Xbox product manager, tweeted this out about it. With our hybrid gaming cloud architecture, you can stream from Project xCloud or your own game collection directly from your home Xbox One for free. But what? Like, I still need to be on Wi-Fi, right? Are data caps no longer a thing? And what am I playing on? My phone? A tablet? Like one of those TVs on the back of a seat in an airplane? No thanks. I'll wait until I get home to play. I'm not that desperate. And, in the meantime, I'll just read a book. Of course, the big takeaway from Microsoft conference was Project Scarlet, with 2 T's, mind you, and one guy with a beard straight out of the Devil's Rejects, which seems to feature as many things I won't use as the Xbox One. Though it will have Halo Infinite, which, why wasn't that teaser exciting? And why don't we have a single drop of gameplay? Like, I kept asking myself throughout the entire E3, where is the gameplay? Including in this conference again with Crossfire X and that George R.R. Martin game, Elden Ring. This conference gave me no idea what those games actually are, which really is a pity, which I guess is as good as any way to describe this particular conference. It was slow, awkward at times, and frankly, rather underwhelming, with this one amazeballs moment stuck right dab in the middle for a third-party title. And I think this probably goes to show you that Sony probably had the right idea in taking a year off. Now, I thought I'd have the same feeling with Bethesda's conference, especially once they noted that there would be no new info on Starfield or the next Elder Scrolls, but within a couple of minutes of their presentation starting, I was feeling the hype. That opening vid, as with last year, fantastic. Making Blades free, bringing NPCs to Fallout 76 with a new expansion and giving it a Battle Royale mode and giving the game a free trial. Wow. I mean, am I about to download Fallout 76? And a free-to-play mobile game to boot? Am I really about to do that? Nah. No, probably not. But their next game, oh yeah. Oh, I am beyond sold at this teaser. Right off the bat, that name, Ghostwire Tokyo. Call me interested, you have my attention. But before we actually get to the real meat of the game, we get our next big E3 surprise celebrity. Ikumi Nakamura. My God, was she fun to watch. I could straight up listen to her all day. Just let her present everything from now on. You're not going to beat how fun she was. But back to the game, I have no idea what it is, when it's coming out, and there was no gameplay whatsoever. But it looks this cool, it looks this good, and it's made by the people behind The Evil Within. Yeah, you're dang right I'm interested, and you're dang right I followed them on Twitter for more information as it comes out. The conference got a little slower after that with an overly long Commander Keen presentation. I think it's a kid's game. A Rage 2 expansion tease that seemed to repeat itself, a tech demo of the new Orion software for the id Tech engine, which I could see the potential of, but do we really need it here, of all places? And looks at 2 games we heard about last year, Wolfenstein Cyberpilot and Wolfenstein Youngblood, which I want both of those, so I didn't really mind all that. And what is Deathloop? Oh my God, inject it into my veins already. The same with Doom Eternal, which isn't coming until November 22nd for some reason, even though it was playable on the show floor and already looked fantastic. I don't know what's going on with that one. Between Bethesda's Sunday conference and Ubisoft's turn on Monday, there are a number of smaller little presentations. First off, Devolver, which yet again had one of the most interesting of presentations. Yeah, they're straight up nuts, and I love them for it. But my biggest takeaways? My friend Pedro looks way better than I remember, and I desperately want it somewhere other than the Switch. Come on, bring it to the PlayStation. And Fall Guys looks like the kind of battle royale I never knew I wanted, even though, again, I would have liked to see some gameplay. Upload VR, inspired by Kinda Funny, who we will get to in a couple of minutes, provided a look at some new and upcoming VR titles, which none of them really sold me on a VR unit, on a VR headset, But if you already have one, there's almost guaranteed to be something here that you want to play. Most notably, the Portal-esque budget cuts and its sequel, Pistol Whip, which, if you didn't realize, is John Wick inspired.
Like John Wick in a movie trailer.
You know, if you liked John Wick.
This is not exactly the club from John Wick, but it's tapping into that same vibe.
Or the stealth action game Aspire 1. Plus Lo-Fi, which I think is a Blade Runner game, or at least they want me to think that it is. The unintentionally creepy The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets. The Walking Dead Onslaught, which will no doubt yet again fail to capture the magic of the comics. And Hotel R&R, which had a really great trailer, honestly. Over at the PC conference, we got a ton of games that really made no sense to me as to why they're not on consoles. Most especially Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, which is a hell of a title. Moons of Madness, which I can't begin to explain. The Wolfenstein-like Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Genesis Noir, which is totally the weird kind of stuff that's right up my alley this day and age. And Telling Lies, whose developers love Steam.
Right now, you can go to Steam, you can wishlist it on Steam, we all love Steam.
Kind of funny, given the PC show was sponsored by the Epic Store. And by the way, I found out later on that other than Genesis Noir and Telling Lies, all of those are coming to the PlayStation. I think the Xbox One as well, so Oh, and there was also a monitor and a chair, because PC. And because PC, does AMD have the CPU and GPUs for you? Their conference was basically an infomercial. More so than the others, actually. But holy crap, did it work. I mean, for me, this whole part of technology is basically gibberish to me. I mean, what is a floating point anyway? It's either gibberish or magic. I mean, look at this thing. Doesn't it look straight out of Star Trek? But they sold me. I'm not going to actually buy it, but they sold me on the potential. And if I had unlimited funds, I would totally buy this stuff. Which I'm sure they're banking on. I mean, did you see that diamond? I can't be the only one whose eyes went to that rather than the chip, right? Limited run games, meanwhile, continued being the oddity they are, but also continued to prove the PlayStation Vita still lives. Long live the Vita! That Vita transformer, by the way, brilliant. I'll certainly be picking up Hover and Red Faction, but I'm certain others are also probably excited about the exclusive Shenmue 3 Collector's Edition and the bevy of Star Wars games, which I would have picked up as a standalone collection. I mean, they're all fairly old games, but as just one-off game titles, nah, I'm not that interested, but, you know, maybe you are, and enjoy what you enjoy. So then we got Ubisoft's conference. And my first thought, thank God someone brought the orchestra, because something just felt like it was missing without the overly long and unnecessary live musical portions of these shows. But Ubisoft thankfully kept us entertained, especially when they revealed Just Dance 2020 is still coming to the Nintendo Wii. Yes, the Wii. How? Why? Yeah, I don't know. Old people like to dance, I guess. I don't know. Who's playing the Wii nowadays? And they really made me miss London with the new Watch Dogs Legion demo. Will this be the first Watch Dogs that I pick up? Possibly. Will this get me to play the first two? Ooh. Also possibly. I don't know. Maybe. I'm a little interested in it. Even if I can't play as old ladies. Ubi's conference did throw some curveballs, though. Like Rob McElhaney from Always Sunny coming out to pimp his new show, Mythic Quest Raven's Banquet, which seems fun, but I'm never going to watch it because it's exclusive to Apple TV+. All of you out there with Apple TV+, please enjoy it and let me know what you think. Plus there was that Brawlhalla Adventure Time crossover, which seemed very oddly timed. Roller Champions, which, okay, sure. Pleased to enjoy. And Gods and Monsters, which ended the show, oddly, but barely worked as a teaser for me. Then again, Ubisoft's conference did give us the third star of E3. Bam Bam. Yes, John Bernthal's dog. Oh, why was the dog there? Who knows? Who cares? I just want to cuddle with him, and he completes our E3 Avengers. Yay. Yay, they're amazing. And, you know, I gotta say, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the game starring John Bernthal, that looks dope. Even with that Terminator DLC. The second Terminator DLC of the show, oddly. They're really throwing money at the movie trying to make it stick, aren't they? Rainbow Six Quarantine was another one that got me hyped, and I'm rather tempted to try out The Division 2 through that week-long free trial. But that would go like crack for me. Seriously, I would just get sucked into the TV Poltergeist style, and you would just never see me again. Was Poltergeist where the girl got sucked into the TV? She did get sucked in, and they were like coming out on the TV. Did that happen? I think that was Poltergeist. It's been a while since I've seen that. Before we get to the last big two, I want to give a shout out to the Kind of Funny showcase. They killed it with this one. Obviously, they learned a ton from their first one, and this one was just so perfectly paced, so jam-packed with games that I want to play, and information about the games that makes me want to play them. From Looking for Heels, which had such a perfect song choice, to One Night Stand, to The Inner Friend, and Freedom Finger, and The Sinking City, and Fun Time, especially Adam's Ascending, made by one guy. And the way they handled that Walking Dead PSVR copyright claim, totally awesome and ridiculous, and probably something exactly I would do. Now, our last two, Square Enix and Nintendo. One I was hyped beyond belief for, and the other one, not so much. Yet I came away from both of them with pretty much the exact same conclusion, and that is, that was fine. Square gave us another look at Final Fantasy VII Remake after re-revealing it late Sunday, 100% selling me on it in the process, especially with that Kingdom Hearts-like fighting style and those simply just stunning graphics. Like, I don't even have another word for them. Even if the Scorpion boss battle that they demoed went on way too long. Though that seemed to be somewhat the theme for this conference. E3 as a whole, really, there's a need for some editors up in there. Except for the Avengers first look, which seemed short. I really could have gone for some gameplay in that, or maybe just an idea of what the game actually is. Especially given the presenters started going on about a live service and DLC. Is this online co-op? Is it an MMO? Is it single player? There shouldn't be this many questions coming out of a first look presentation. Tell me what this thing is. And don't talk about a DLC down the road when I don't even have the game anywhere near in front of me. And the thing's not coming out until, I believe, May 2020 at the earliest. It's probably going to get delayed. So, I mean, there's still plenty of time to answer these questions, but these are things that you should just have right out in front. Say it's single player, say it's co-op, say it's whatever it is. Whatever. I'm not really excited about it given what I've seen and heard about it so far, but time will tell. And that reminds me, 2020 is going to be stacked with games, while 2019 is looking a little bit like a drought for the rest of the year. I was really hoping E3 would remedy that, but in all honesty, it seems to have made it feel a little bit worse. Back to Squeenix, I have to say, I kind of spaced out in the middle there. I really don't know exactly what was shown, what happened. Everything just looked so similar, so familiar. Too much fantasy, too much Dragon Ball likes, too much bad voice acting, or no voice acting as in the case of that Kingdom Hearts DLC. Honestly, what is it with the Kingdom Hearts trailers? Like, why don't they ever have audio when they want to show off their assets? Do they not like showing us the complete thing? Or are they trying to keep the audio a surprise? Like, oh, that's the voice actor. There you go, surprise! I don't get it. At least Nintendo gets their audio down, especially that Switch snap. They really, really like that. And it must be working for them, right? They've certainly got the sales to show, so I suppose the new characters for Super Smash Bros. Must get someone out there excited. Spoilers, it's not me. Though Nintendo did get me with that The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening art style. So cute. If I had a Switch, that Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics would be mine, as would Panzer Dragoon. And it might just be what I need to finally play Witcher 3, newly ported to the handheld. Will it get people to actually rebuy and replay the game? I don't know. But it worked for Skyrim, right? And people do seem excited about Animal Crossing 3, even if, to me, it just seems like more of the same. Where's the innovation? Where's the intrigue? Where's the wow factor? Where's the spoken dialogue? Did Breath of the Wild have spoken dialogue? I honestly don't know, because everything I've ever seen of that game really kind of makes me hate it and not want to play it. So while the idea of a direct sequel to it has me intrigued, well, we're not going to see that anytime soon anyway, so I'm not even going to go into it. Of course, most of the games I've just mentioned, from everything shown at Microsoft to everything in the Nintendo Direct, were on the show floor, were available for live plays and demos, etc. and so forth. So we do have more news coming out, and we do have more information coming out, which is also how we got word of the new read-only memories game, Neurodiver, which is actually one of my big kind of get hype moments of E3. I loved the first game, and I'm anxiously eager to get into this sequel. But overall, just there was not a lot very exciting about this conference as a whole, right? E3 as a whole. Generally, I'd call this something of a disappointment. You know, no PlayStation really had an impact on this. Plus, very little gameplay, and most games mentioned not coming until 2020 at the earliest. Not feeling it. I mean, beforehand we had Call of Duty and Death Stranding, which sort of wowed, and Stadia proved it probably has a place among the core consoles. But this is my Super Bowl. This is something I look forward to each and every year. Like, I basically take the day off to watch E3. And this one, it just didn't deliver. Though I've got a feeling about 2020. I think 2020 is going to be bonkers. Yes, I do. See, I'm already excited. I'm already looking forward to next year, despite what I'm just saying about 2019. Ah, man, it truly is my Super Bowl. I can't wait to see what happens. But what were your thoughts on E3 this year? Did you like it? Did you see stuff that you enjoyed? Be sure to leave a comment in, somewhere down below, or over at drunkonwriting.com. Let me know what you thought. Be sure to sign up for those exclusive shows, early access, etc., and so forth. You want to go over there, you want to check it out, because it's totally worth it, and it's going to help me out, and I'm going to love you for it. But until next year, hopefully you check out other videos before then. But until next year, cheers, and keep on writing.